Hey everybody, I hope you're still doing well. I'm just trying to keep you encouraged, keep you in your scriptures, as I know you probably already doing. This would be just extra. We'll be coming from Mark chapter 4, verse 35 through 41. And it starts with Jesus asking the disciple to let's cross to the other side, basically meaning in our time and day, let's go somewhere together. Let us travel together. Let us journey together. I know where we're going, and I want you to go with me. Watch this together. And so when they went out there, they got their boats and they left the crowd behind, all the people who are willing to follow Jesus in comfort, and they left them behind and they went to the waters where there's no foundation of ground. It's just you can go anywhere that the wind blows you. And so as they were following Christ to a place they did not know, they just know they were going across, Jesus fell asleep as the water began to get inside the boat. I mean, a storm came and Jesus was asleep. And so you normally would even have this experience, maybe like myself, where you hear a thunderstorm even at night and you wake up and you're shocked, you're looking around. But Jesus had such peace of where he was going and who was in control that he didn't have the worry that the normal person would have. And so this shows me after this, they went up to him because they're like, water's in the boat, there's a storm. And watch this, they're concerned about a situation where they have nothing to be fearful about because they're not in control. I was always taught that if you can't do anything about it, don't worry about it. That's God's job. But everything you can do something about, that's your job. They're worried about the weather. They're worried about how in the world is this weather going to work out for us. And watch this, they have no control over that. And so they went up to Jesus and said, hey, Jesus, we don't have any control over this, but don't you care? And so Jesus woke up from his dream and his not his dream, but his sleeping, and went directly to him and said, silence, be still, to the waters, and then looked at them and said, why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith? And this is what I want us to catch. He asked him, why are you afraid? And here's the reasoning. Watch this, because of uncertainty. Because we don't know where you're going. Because we don't hear your voice. Because we don't know what you're doing in this season. And so it's a little scary when we don't know what's going on. We have our retirement plans. We have our vacation plans. But yet when we're following you, we don't know exactly where we're going and what we're about to do. So now we have some faith issues. And so we're wondering, God, what in the world are you doing in this season? And Jesus is saying, stop being afraid. And how do I stop being afraid? You have faith that I know what I'm doing. I always joke about this, how the pilot, I never question him because I know he knows what he's doing. And when I rode on the bus, I never questioned the driver whether they had too much to drink or not. I've been on trains and I never question the conductor. I never questioned him. I've been in classes where I wrote down what the teacher taught us and I had the faith to study it and remember it. So now once I get to Christ, why all of a sudden am I doubtful? Why all of a sudden am I fearful? Why all of a sudden am I questioning the very things that I'm learning? And here's the reason. Because your flesh is telling your spirit can't be true. It's too easy. It's too good to be true. And so when our flesh begins to speak more than our spirit, that's when fear has the right to come out. And so why are we so fearful? Because we're looking at things from a fleshly point. We're working from a fleshly operation. And the moment that we change from flesh to spirit is the moment that we'll have peace, we'll have more faith. Watch this. Jesus spoke from spirit because he told something that he couldn't control to be quiet through God. So when there's a situation you cannot handle, learn to start speaking against it, but knowing who's going to handle it. God, I trust you to handle my situation. I trust you to be in control. I trust you to know what you're doing. And I release my fear and I allow my faith to have full evidence that you are really God, that you really have the best interest for me, and that you will do everything that I need you to do and more.